Yeah, namaste to everyone. Hope you are all fine. Hope you are all doing well in your places. This is the fifth day and last day in our faculty empowerment program, which is organized by Tech Guru Group. Academic partner is KJRL College Autonomous Bhimavaram. So today, the delivery of the content that is going to divide into two sessions. One session is meant for role of quality management system in higher education institutes. In the another session, the role of the taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy, and the role of the revised taxonomy in redefining the higher education standards we will mention. Now, whenever we are discussing about the quality, there should be a strategic system in every academic institute to measure and to maintain the quality. Whenever sustainable approach is existing in the institute, whenever a promising plan is there in the institute, then quality will be maintained as a continuous process. It is not a just way of preparing some records. It is not like a burden. It is a continuous process. We are going to perform some task such that that task should mingle with the best quality procedure. That sort of the procedure to be defined in any academic institute right from the beginning of the academic session. So generally, the beginning of the academic session we will identify like beginning of the semester. So before the semester, like pre-workshop, we need to chalk out the plan to execute in the particular duration. In that semester, we need to continuously compare whether the quality strategy is it used for the survival of the institution in future or not. Then again at the end of the semester, we need to have a review meeting in which the quality parameter to be redefined once again. It's a continuous process. So generally, the dedicated cell we may identify like internal quality assurance cell in any college. But please remember, it is not only duty of the IQAC to maintain the quality, that is the duty of each and every member in that particular organization to perform the things with the best promising result. The defining of the strategy should be in such a way that the real fruit should offer to the stakeholder, that is nothing but the student. If the student is happy, then automatically that indicates proper quality is maintained in that institute. So let us see different points in this session. What is the meaning of the management system? How to helpful to maintain suitable quality? How we will measure the quality? What are the different steps to maintain proper quality? What are the different criteria used to measure quality? At last, what is the difference between assessment and evaluation? What are their roles in offering the promising quality for the student? So, quality management system. The term quality generally that will be including three parameters: scope, time, cost. Without defining the scope, there is no fun of preparing a new strategy. You need to assess the suitable time period and with respect to optimized cost to offer the quality. If cost is more, if time is more, then there is no meaning of the achieving proper target. For a simple example, for a student, let us say we are defining 4 years to finish the engineering, some 3 years to finish the degree course. If the goal of the student is to obtain the degree within the span of 7 years means we will identify the gap, that is he is consuming some 3 or 4 years excess than the stipulated time. We are in an impression such that he or she is supposed to finish that particular degree within the span of 3 or 4 years based on the course. If it is the BSc, within 3 years. If it is the engineering, within the 4 years. If they want to consume more number of years, that is indicating lack of quality. Then in another case, suppose 10 students finished graduation within the stipulated time. Then we will measure the quality with respect to their skill or with respect to their marks or with respect to their proficiency in the subject. So the quality measure that will be varying based on so many factors. So what is quality? Suppose whenever we are giving some options, here have shown like excellent, good, average. So out of these three, whenever I am ticking excellent, that may be indicating with the best quality strategy. So accuracy of the result to the target may be linked with the quality. whenever you are offering a product to the customer, the degree of satisfaction that may be linked with the quality, the measure of the quality that may be depending on situation or context also. So generally for the higher education institutes, the employment, getting the chances of employment of the graduates from their organization, that is a proxy quality indicator for any type of the higher education institute. So that's why so many institutes, they are using the tagline 100% placement assistance with a star mark. So quality, it is just not an act, it is a continuous habit, it is a continuous measure. We need to take a continuous set of precautions to maintain as per our expectations. So an art of getting things done through others may be called like management. Multiple activities we need to perform simultaneously, and we need to promise the suitable quality in the education system. So suitable management mechanism should be initiated in any institution such that the quality goal should be reached within stipulated time. So whenever we are considering education system as shown in this slide, curriculum, textbooks, teaching material, human resources and other resources, they may be acting like the inputs for the system. The output is the graduate or postgraduate from your organization. The outcomes, the expected outcomes, their living standard, their social harmony, their employment, that is indicating the quality. Suppose if their skill is good, they will get better job. Better job means in one sense the job with the best package. So corresponding teaching pedagogy, certification chances should be there in that particular organization to promise the proper level of the output. If assessment and evaluation they are in the best level, then student can identify his or her own gap and they are ready to improve their skill set. So here the process is very important. That is the typical role of any person in an education system to initiate the proper process. Suppose in the case of the input, please see human resources are there. In some colleges, there may be less number of faculty than required. The existing faculty, they will manage the workload. Within the span of 3 to 4 years, those students, they are getting the degree. But what is the difference from one institute to another institute? Based on the chances of getting suitable employment, based on the difference between the skill set, we are identifying the quality gap, that is with respect to the process whatever we are using in our academic institute. So, what is the role of faculty in QMS, Quality Management System? We are supposed to include in identification of the proper inputs. We need to continuously take the feedback from the stakeholders to improve our process such that the required quality to be maintained in our organization. It is a continuous process. Whenever you are considering the total quality management pillars, product, process, organization, leadership, commitment, they may be taken as the 5 pillars. Here, commitment is the main pillar. Whenever proper commitment is there, you can define the best process. The leadership will help to monitor the best process, and the resilient leadership that is not accepting any failure, that will define a strategy to reach the goal at any cost. Then suitable product will be prepared at the end. Then organization will survive. So 5 pillars I have shown here. With the suitable commitment, you will identify a best process. With the leadership, you will try to maintain the best process. Then correct product will come. Then organization will survive. So if there is no suitable commitment, then the complete system will destroy or disturbed. When lack of quality is there, it is very difficult to survive in the present competition. So whenever you are considering the ecosystem of the QMS, simply the formula is 3 P's and 4 C's. Culture, communication, commitment, customer. They are linked with the 4 C's. People, program, process. They are linked with the P's. In the previous slide, the 5 pillars of the TQM were identified. In the actual operation, the total subtasks, they are supposed to linked with these 7 sub-items. People should work. They need to identify a suitable process. Then they are supposed to run a program perfectly. Commitment should be there. Proper communication should be there. Proper work culture should be there in that organization. Finally, to yield customer satisfaction. Finally, to improve customer quality. Then that particular system can be declared as a quality system. Generally, some basic issues we may identify. Market-based skill development programs. If they are not offering in that particular HEI, that is indicating one non-quality parameter. If the competency level or quality level of the instructor is not up to the mark, I am not saying it is the fault of the individual. The organization head should facilitate the instructor such that they should arrange the suitable training programs from time to time which helps to continuously update the skill of the instructor. Then automatically the quality of the instructor will increase, that reflects in quality of the output. Insufficient standardization of the skill enhancement courses. Some courses are looking like with the same title, the course in one institute that is offering like diploma, in another institute that is offering like degree, in another institute that is offering like postgraduate diploma, in another institute it is offering like postgraduate course. The standardization of the skill set is very important. Suppose the student is entering into a educational institute, the total course, if it is dividing into the 6 semesters of the span, if there is a rule like compulsory the student is supposed to finish some 2 semesters minimum as minimum. Suppose if he wants to quit after 2 semesters, he or she should get the certification like he or she finished a certification course. After 4 semesters, if they want to leave that organization, if there is a facility like to award a diploma, after fulfilling the requirements of all the 6 semesters, if there is a feasibility to award like a degree, then based on the interest of the student, they may continue the journey of learning, and the proper name like certificate course or diploma or degree that may be awarded to the student. Then automatically outside people also can understand the difference between the skill set of those people, the skill difference between those people. But in our education system, that type of the flexibility is not there. Due to that, the graduate may not be declaring as the competent one in the outside market. They are the brand ambassadors of the college. With respect to their quality, the brand image of the education system will improve. So, insufficient standardization of the skill enhancement courses, that is also influencing the quality parameter of the educational institute. There is no proper interaction, coordination between the institution and industry. The incorporation of the suitable employability competency, that is really not happening in the curriculum. These are the basic issues which are affecting quality. Suppose if you are considering a simple PDCA model, plan, do, check, act model, this may be the possible configuration you may show for higher education institute. In the planning process, quality policy we need to define, a strategic plan we need to show, how to perform several operations with help of the strategic plan we need to define. Based on the HR plan, you need to facilitate, you need to fill the number of posts in the academic institute, how to build up the image of the organization, that is a crucial step in the planning. From the management point of view, arrangement of the financial resources to reach the target, that should be also included. In the process, they need to manage the existing infra and equipment by using the proper timetable and planning. The effective utilization should be initiated. After recruiting the staff, they need to train. We need to offer the skill training also. We need to offer a chance to enhance the skill of the staff on timely basis. We need to revise the curricula. We need to conduct so many skill enhanced courses. In the process, check. Program evaluation should be done. Tracer study is very, very important. We need to trace the pros and cons in the total planning, and we are ready to redefine or do minor changes in strategic and operational plan. Continuously based on the feedback only, we can improve the quality. Always we are supposed to reach new levels of the standard. It is a continuous process. Who don't want betterment in their life? Who don't want the better standards of livings in their life? Everybody will expect the betterment. Definitely, if the betterment is there in offering quality, then automatically institute reputation will increase. More number of admissions will come. Financially, it will be strong. They may offer so many courses to enhance the skill of the staff, then automatically personal profile will increase. The academic staff, they will be equipped with the so many knowledge levels that is useful for their personal growth also. Knowledge sharing will be done, then automatically that will be useful for our society. In our India, these all points we are all linked with the NAC, National Accreditation and Assessment Council. With all these 7 criterion, we will prepare the quality document in any organization. The curricular aspects, the teaching, learning and evaluation methods, the progress in the research, what are the existing infra and learning resources, how much support we are extending to the student, what is the dynamic management and leadership activities we are initiating for developing the students, what are the innovations and best practices we are performing, means for extending the benefit to the society, what is the role of the academic institute, whether the institute is really helpful for the society, whether any strategy is employing in that particular organization to initiate societal concept in the minds of students. If the organization may be university or autonomous institution, or if it is a affiliated institution, there may be a change in the subdivision of marks, but compulsory every academic organization should focus on improvising all these 7 parameters continuously. In our India, we will say like NAC. In the global level, some APAC is there, Asian Pacific Accreditation Committee and Council, it is there. The name may be different, but the internal soul that may be looking like common. In every country, there may be a different government agency which is there to initiate and assess the quality parameter of the education system. So we need to continuously focus on all these parameters while we are delivering the things in our profession. So generally the role of the IQAC cell, whenever the proper strategies are initiated, we may feel like yes, we are maintaining the proper quality. We declared as the winner. That is with respect to the institute point of view. Whenever some n number of departments are there in your organization, then the race should be like equal support should be given to each and every department. The internal race should be looking like all the participants, they are nothing but all the departments in your organization. They need to join hand to hand and they need to complete the race at the same time. After conducting an examination, if we want to announce a surprise gift to the top ranker in the class, generally what we will do, we will purchase one best gift. Yes or no? Suppose if any faculty member is purchasing n number of same items, if n number of students are there in that particular class, that indicates better quality strategy. If we are having a belief such that we delivered the concept with the proper quality, then automatically n number of students should succeed in the same manner. Similarly, the IQAC, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, should motivate all the departments to reach the quality norm in the best manner. Then all will complete the race at the same time. Then combinedly the total organization will gain an advantage. So whenever we are considering the skill set of the student, if the quality is measured with respect to their employment statistics, if the employment statistics are proportional to the skill set, what are the best strategies we need to follow while we are considering the process of assessment and evaluation? That we will see now one by one. So assessment may be considering as the systematic process. You will measure knowledge, skill and attitude. By taking the assessment, generally the faculty will try to improve the students' motivation towards learning. Here two examples I am considering. Suppose the student is preparing a table. The assessment may be with respect to the material, time, the shape of the subparts. Suppose the example is preparing a birthday cake. Knowledge of the ingredients, the mechanism of mixing those ingredients, the process of baking, what is the time to prepare for that particular cake. Those may be considered as the subparts of the assessment. So generally the evaluation that is focusing on the grades. In the assessment you will identify the process and you will motivate the student to improve the quality. After evaluation we will fix up with a grade or conclusion which is used to indicates the standard of the student. For example, from the previous slide, while you are considering these examples, student is producing a table and student is preparing a birthday cake, then evaluation may be with respect to size of the table, color of the table, smoothness of the table. From the second example, size of the cake, color of the cake, taste of the cake, and the presentation of the cake. Means adding some cherries and additional items on the cake, and you will write some name. So these will differ the levels of grades at last. So simply you can understand what are the fundamental differences between assessment and evaluation. Whenever you are considering the time, assessment is an ongoing process. Evaluation generally it will be done at the end of the semester or it may be done on annual basis. What is the objective of the assessment? That is there to improve the learning quality. The evaluation is meant for the learning level will be identified. The assessment is based on the teacher. The evaluation is with respect to standard of the university or standard of the autonomous institution. In the assessment there will be no grades, but in the evaluation grades will be included. You may give the feedback in assessment. In the evaluation that will show the shortcomings only. Generally of the internal examination you may conduct remedial classes and you may motivate the student to cope up with the lack of things. But in the end examination, if any failure is there, we may give some additional training to clear that particular paper in the supplementary only. That is the difference. Process orientation may be considered in the process of assessment. Product oriented focus is there on the evaluation. The teacher is including in the assessment process. Some external member, the institution will prepare a policy for the evaluation. Generally after evaluation you may give some certification, but in the assessment process there will be no chance of mentioning the certification. So if there is any pill to improve the quality, the instant mechanism, just the pill may be redefined like it is used to proving the quality. If it is there to improve the quality, if it is there to learning the new strategy, if it is there to linking with the new quality strategies, then automatically evaluation of the quality will starts. Proving, improving, learning, linking. So just as a fun, we may recall simply like pill is the strategy to improve the quality. So in the assessment and evaluation system, similarly, previously we have shown PDAC plan. Like here, plan do based on the result. What is the influence of the feedback in improving the quality we are observing? The strategic plan, the yearly plan, examination plan, they will cover in the planning. progress milestones, internal assessments, final exams, they will be covered in the do phase. The grades of the students that will indicate the result, the feedback from the students and pass percentage they will indicate, and they will redefine the strategy. The evaluation phase, if it is showing the best chances of the including the quality, that is purely depending on the assessment only. Assessment should be done on a continuous manner to give a promise such that after evaluation, yes, exactly this particular skill will be developed in the student. So assessment should be done on a continuous process to make the success in the process of evaluation. So what is the use if there is a successful assessment and evaluation system is there? It will determine the success in achieving the POs, program objectives. It will identify the strength and weakness in the learning process of the student. That indicates the plus and minus of the TL process, teaching learning process. It will set the priorities for learning, development or department resources. It will test the clarity of the tests and exercises. It will identify the participants who were the most successful with the program. It will decide who should participate in the future programs. If the pass percentage is more, if the placement percentage is more, then your brand image will improve. More number of admissions will come. So automatically the assessment and evaluation process also influence the future participants number in any organization. That will enhance the accountability of the learning process. That will assist marketing of the future programs. Definitely that will establish a database to assist management with the decision making also. So whenever a suitable process is there, we can identify or improve all these things. So always the smart plan we need to follow, which is to be defined like most of us might know these things. Specific, the S refers to specific, M refers to measurable, A refers to achievable, R refers to realistic, refers to time bound. So within the time bound, the realistic goal should be reached with the achievable strategy. The quality should be measurable and the total process should be smart and specific at last. So as a conclusion, we can say like assessment and evaluation plan is a guiding document. Orientation and training for the teacher is the very key factor. Clear purpose should be always defined. Whenever you are enriching the curriculum and purpose of the education system, that will be also influencing the assessment and evaluation process. So this is the end for this session. So in this session, the objectives of the quality management system, the subparts of the quality management system, the role of the IQAC, what is the role of the faculty member to initiate the quality, to maintain the quality, to improve the quality, what is the role of the assessment and evaluation in identifying the skill outcome of the graduate from your organization, that was covered in total in this session. We are expressing our Sincere thanks to every participant for sparing your valuable time, and a very big thank you for all your support and encouragement. Thank you all. Thank you very much.